G'day everyone, it is BS Radar time. Hashtag BS Radar. With me today, I've got Larry Long Jr. of Teamworks. G'day Larry, how are you?
What's going on, Russ? Happy to be here. Hashtag BS Radar.
Love it, love it. For those that aren't following Larry, just jump on. He's got a great energy, great content. You should be following him if you're not already on LinkedIn. But for those that have never seen one of these before, the BS Radar is basically where I tap founders and leaders on the shoulder, and I want to find out when they're sitting at an interview table in an interview situation, what's their one hot tip to sniff out the BS from a candidate who just doesn't quite smell right. Larry, you reckon you got something for me today?
Come on now, Russ. You know I got to bring the gold mic. I got something fire for you. When I'm interviewing folks, I know exactly what I'm looking for. My question, and actually it's two questions. The first one is, hey, Russ, if I were to talk with former colleagues, people that have worked with you before, and I ask them for, hey, give me the scouting report on Russ. What are the top two strengths? That's my go-to. And everyone says the same thing. Oh, I'm a hard worker. Oh, I'm super competitive. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I got that written down. Yeah. Now, if I ask those same folks, hey, where can Russ be stronger tomorrow than he is today? What would they say are your top two opportunity areas for improvement? And that's when you start to see the gears turn. That's when you can start to see the BS meter go up. And folks are like, oh, goodness, I'm too competitive. And what I ask them for is, what story would those colleagues tell me that shows that you were too competitive? Well, I'm just too hard on myself. Okay, I believe you. Not. What story would they tell me? And that's when you can see just the BS just starting to come out the ears, and folks are like, uh-oh, you got me there. Yeah. And what's amazing is one person I interviewed said nothing. They said that my colleagues would tell you nothing. I said, so you're saying that they would say that you're perfect? She said, well, I'm not perfect, but there's no areas for improvement. Survey says, nah.
Not a good answer. I like that. There's a couple of things I like in there, Larry. Like, firstly, quite often people get the question on, what are your biggest weaknesses? And that can be, I think, like an area of opportunity for growth, or an area of an opportunity for you to get a little bit better. I like the way that's phrased because it doesn't have as much of a sting to it. And also like the fact that you're asking what their colleagues think. Because, quite often it's like, what's your employer? What's your boss going to say? But what about your peers? Because your peers, let's be honest, your peers are the ones who see you every single day. They see you for 8 hours a day, not those short little stints where an employer might walk in and listen to a call and go, oh yeah, he's all right. That's I love that. I love that. What would your colleagues say?
Yeah, and what I'm trying to find is self-awareness, because Russ, I know you're an NBA fan. I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan.
Yeah.
And he averaged a triple-double 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
But I can tell you during the offseason, Russ was still working on his game. We all have areas of improvement. And if you don't have that self-awareness, and if you're not taking action, I know for me, my area of improvement is that I'm too hyped. And essentially my energy doesn't mesh for everyone. So sometimes I got to sit back, relax, calm down my tone, and essentially put on that mask on. Now, the real Larry's going to shine through and I'm going to get hype again. But I know and I realize that that's not the way to communicate with everybody. So I've had to make the adjustment, and it's tough. And you can just tell from our conversation, I'm still working on it.
I love it, Larry. Thank you so much, Larry. Look, as I said at the start, if you're not following Larry, jump on. Thanks for tuning into the BS Radar. If you've got any tips or tricks, if you've heard this yourself, please write some comments down below. Thank you again, Larry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cheers.